So in this video, we're going to talk about how I went from this right here, lads, a, well, starter squad where we go and pick up our Trae Young, to a god squad in less than 24 hours of game time. And lads, I did all of this without sniping. I find sniping incredibly boring, and I know a lot of people are interested in it, but I know a lot of people are very boring. So almost all of these videos involve some form of sniping. This one won't. So obviously we started off by picking our card. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's Trae Young. If you ever need to use any of these for any sort of online mode, you're kind of screwed. But if you ever need to use them in offline mode, Trae Young is by far the best. So he should be the guy. So then we went and opened up the pack for Zion Williamson, a player that is not actually bad, especially for how we kind of started off. So we tried to drop in the locker code, the one that's there for the rest of the year. We tried to drop in the diamond contracts for a free 25k. Unfortunately, it just went back and forth and back and forth. And the Hoff badge is probably the worst thing you can get, but we ended up getting probably the second worst thing, which was a zero gravity pack. You're highly unlikely to get anything that. We then missed the chance on a good player from another locker code. So we started off by getting Ewing. Really easy challenge using Zion and a Roy Hibbert that we picked up from all of our locker codes. Ewing is a really good center. And at the end of the day, is he good enough to still make my team? No, but if he's your center or your power forward, you can still have a pretty damn good team. Ewing is genuinely fantastic in this game. I'm telling you, lads, he is one of the most slept on cards in all of my team. He's really good. Right after that, though, we went and bought Jakob Diawara because we needed a point guard to get a block in order to get the first dark matter for our squad. This card right here is a center not used too much, and it's Bam Adebayo. So Bam is very good. If you need to use Bam in any situation, he's fine. And he was very quick. Took me like 5 minutes to get him, so wasn't too bad. Then we got Chris Mullen. Mullen carried me through TT Online, so I'm happy. We got Kemp. So we ended up getting our first draft done, and we get a god tier draft, not gonna lie. We complete the draft and end up getting Dark Matter Moses Malone. We did that the next day, which is kind of crazy. But from that, we also get like a diamond contract. And obviously we're at the end of day number 2 right here. You can see the timer. Each of these days are 4 hours. And by the end of the second day, we had completed the Dennis Johnson agenda. Something that we just did naturally, so I didn't really mind it too much, but he's not a very good card. At the end of 2 days, this was our team. Like with that diamond contract, after 8 hours, we had this team, which is a more than usable team, not gonna lie. Then we went down and got Joe Dumars, which was really nice. Just a guy that can be contract fodder and is a good card to use if we're ever stuck for like 2 guards, certain challenges. We then went and got him on Shumpert, who we sold. So we're starting to work up the MT. This was on Thursday night, and at this stage, we've been like 8.5 hours into the squad. We then go and just start building up our MT. We start going, we go into another draft, and we actually get a terrible draft right here. I'll show you guys how we get on later in that. But we do, by the end of this day, build up enough MT that we can go and get ourselves a Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones is definitely, we overspent on him. A lot cheaper if you got him now, but really damn good card. Really damn good card. And as well as that, like, we did all this without being able to sell players. We bought a player, we can't sell them back. But we end up going on a huge run in TTO. We beat pretty much everybody, so it's not too bad at the end of the day. Play a lot of TT offline. That Luka Doncic just played probably like 60, 70 games for me. It's nuts. I literally just shoot heavies with him and hope for the best. So again, here we are at the end of like hour number 12. Not too much has changed other than we added Bobby Jones into the team. That's kind of our only real change from this day. However, we do have a decent-ish nest egg of MT build up. We did spend like 28k on Bobby Jones, which is pretty good. The next day though, we kind of go out of our way to get like some really good cards. This is Friday, and we get some incredible cards, lads. Like we're not even at hour number 14 yet. We're just in 13 hours into the squad, and we're playing our final game right here for whoever, or for the exchange reward, who is actually incredible, lads. Like this guy is really him. Like no question about it. Like Horace Grant, as far as these exchange awards go, I think Malik Sealy was the best. I do think Malik Sealy was the best. Drew was all right, but like Horace Grant is number 2. Horace Grant definitely number 2. I never used Bob McAdoo, so I can't really talk about him. But Horace Grant with those freaking point guard dribble sigs, no, I'm telling you, he's a great player, and obviously he's still my power forward. I put range extender on him. I spent like the 1500 MT needed to get all 3 range extender badges nowadays, which is like stupidly cheap. But no, Horror is grand. An absolutely ridiculous card. We then go and go into a bit of panic mode here. You guys can see we're like 25 subscribers away, and we are trying to get 1 player for our squad. We're trying to get the best center in the game. And no, it's not Will Chamberlain. This guy bullies Will Chamberlain. If you guys know me, you guys know how much I love this card. We're selling all of our cards for players for 700. Every player does eventually sell for 700. That's one thing I've realized. It's very rare a player wants to sell for 700. So for me, a lot of these guys, especially the gold, just took them up for that price. We then get the first of our next pack. So in these packs, there's a 25% chance of a dark matter. And in a shock to absolutely nobody, we don't get a dark matter. We then realize I have not typed in the John Starks locker code from the Switch packs during the week. And we then go and get the John Starks, which is huge. Because what that did was it allowed me to comfortably get the MT to get Mark Williams, the best center in the game, at 19k. He's like 30, 40k right now. We got him before my video and Ty's video came out and people realized that this guy is freaking him. We then built up 15,000 MT. We bought for 9.2k. We got a Johnny Davis. So we're down to not too much MT. We end up getting reset right then. So we lose quite a lot of our MT. We got a coach as well, which is not ideal. But another draft pack that we do get from beating the challenge, we get nothing. So at the end of our number 16, this is our squad. Jacob Diawara. We have got Johnny Davis. We got Josh Smith, Ben Wallace, Bobby Jones. Then to start the next day, we then went and bought a team to beat the Manute Bowl challenge. So Manute Bowl and Mark Williams are 3 of the top 7 centers in my team. No question about it. They are 3 of the top 7. And we end up winning this game by about 15. Won on our second try, so we didn't get a first try, which is a little bit annoying. But heck, I don't really mind that much that it took me an extra try. Like, I did quit after during the second quarter, my first one. So it was like a game and a half. But in the end, getting our Manute Bowl basically means that we don't need to worry about the center position. Like, I'm not finding a better center than Mark Williams. And it's going to be hard for me to find a better center than Manute Bowl. We then got a lot, and I mean a lot, of these mystery packs. We opened so many of these on Friday. We got nothing. We got nothing. You know what the good thing is? That these cards still discard. So, look. Dunktober Jokic was probably the best player we got, but we didn't get much. We had about 16k, so we used that MT to scroll a little bit, and we went and bought Benedict Mathurin at the 2. Not the highest on this card, but he's fine. And we built up another little bit of MT, and we bought Domantas Sabonis at the point guard position. So this is our team at the end of 20 hours. Like, this is what I would consider a more than good enough squad to compete with anybody. And then for the last 4 hours of this, basically with just the way it works, the way this series has worked, we just opened a lot more mystery packs. We completed a lot more challenges. And then we actually went and finally finished that draft that we did. And the draft is how I'm making my big bucks. Like, the draft is how I'm making my MT. So we ended up pulling a LaMarcus Aldridge. So that's another really good dark matter here. It's just a little bit of pity that it wasn't Arvydas Sabonis, because I mean, Arvydas Sabonis would actually come into my squad. He come in somewhere. And maybe 3rd time's the charm when it comes to free next packs. Of course not. Of course we get nothing. So, in the end, we go to like our bang average draft. We go and play some games in it because, well, there's nothing else we can really do. There's no other way really making a lot of MT. The draft is still the best way of doing it if you have those tokens. And we just got most of our games done quickly. And with that, we managed to get some okay things. But what we did get was the Diamond Contract Pack, which is about 25k. So, the end of 24 hours, basically, this is where our team is. But we have enough MT by selling everything and with the MT in Purgatory. We could have bought Danny Granger, or at the 2 guard, we could either put in AJ Griffin, who's really, really good, or even a DeMar DeRozan at the 2. So when all said and done, after 24 hours, like, obviously I've MT held up because it's a series, but if I was to spend it all, it would be a squad like this. And honestly, this is an incredible squad. You've got guys that are top 15 in every single position. So yeah, I did this in 24 hours. Without sniping, you guys easily can too.